Alrighty, guys. We got Ginger. We're gonna recall games, and so as I'm gonna try not to talk to her at all, right? Ginger, come. Unless I have to, right? Right? Oh, that's too much food in my hand. So I'm just gonna give her hand targets. Good, very nice. Because she came all the way back and around. I'm not gonna not mark that because that's exactly what I want. Right? Hand target. A little bit short, but it's much better than up here. Right. So let's talk about their names and recall. So I've been trying to get her mom not to use her name for every damn thing, right? Just now, when she's out of the car, she gets to go run free for a minute. I'm gonna let her bullshit just so I can talk. Um, but I gotta watch her because sometimes when she gets on her own, she's like, "Yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna go do whatever I want." So there's a Chihuahua on the other side of the street. She started running to it. What does her mom do? Ginger! What did I do? I clapped. She immediately busted ass straight to me. And I've told her so many times, look, when they're in a crazy headspace, they're not gonna. Now, the good thing is she used her outside voice. She used to do it like this. She used to go, Ginger, Ginger, come. So I've at least got her using her outside voice now. So she was like, Ginger. Now, what I didn't like is she used the kind of like you're in trouble voice, right? So that was the bad part of it. The good thing is she used her outside voice. So we're making progress with her mama. Very slowly, but we're making it. Right? Now, if I could just get her to not use her name and understand that when they're in a crazy headspace like that, like, I want to go play with that chihuahua. Now she immediately goes to she's gonna kill that chihuahua. I immediately go to she wants to play with that chihuahua because I know she wants to play with the chihuahua. Oh, good. If this was Chico, I would be like, yeah, he wants to go kill that chihuahua, especially because it's a black one. Chico's particular to attacking black dogs. It went right there. Um, so, anyways, when they're in that crazy headspace, she should be able to by now, right? But they're gonna listen to that sound first. That sound is gonna break their train of thought, right? The clap. A lot of people do the whistle. I tried when I first started. I'm not a very good whistler, and when I first started, I would always ask people, right? And most people are like, oh yeah, I can't whistle or shit. So I'm like, okay, the double clap it is, right? Right. So she's doing really good coming back behind, right? Even with the hand target. Right. So there's a little bit shorter. Why is it a little bit shorter? Because she's getting the food right here. She's going to find the fastest place to get the food. Right. Does that make sense? Oh, that was two. Um, so, anyways, but I do believe at some point you should be able to just use their name. When is that? Who knows? Depends on the dog. Depends on the work you put in. Now here's the bad part. She used her name and it was like Ginger. Right. So I do that with Waylon, but that's because it's the second time. Like with Waylon, I'll be like, Waylon, let's go. And then if he doesn't listen, then I get into that, hey mother. But we've worked that out too, because that was something that I saw a long time ago. So I implemented it, and then other people say not to do that. It's taking a little bit too long here. Did you come? Yeah, good girl. Since I used my come on, we're gonna go back here. All right, ready? So don't use that's so that's one reason that I don't do. I usually, with the uh, with the exception of in the games, I usually don't use their name. Like when I'm doing sit down, stay, I usually don't use their name, which probably hurts me when I try to do group work, right? But group work was never something I was planning on doing. Good. All right. So she started. She stopped a little bit early. If I wanted to, I could bring her all the way in. It just depends on what you want out of it, right? I just want her somewhere there, dude. So now my legs are wider. She should come through. Ooh, in the grass. I hate when that happens. Not quite as far. Was I done talking? Oh, and here's another one. I saw another lady that does recall games. Good, right? And she was doing similar to what I had for one of them, right? So look, right here. She's looking for the run. I didn't throw it, right? So what I didn't like about what she did, so sometimes I do this. I'll throw a couple pieces of food down, and I'll run and have them chase me, right? Yeah, good. And then I'll throw the food down, but I always get a little pat on them, right? Oh, that was a oops. She's going for that food. The dude over there with the dog, right? So what this lady was doing, which I didn't like, I don't like because the dog's coming and she goes, the food's just at your ground, and then she has him chase, and she's just giving. So she's not doing anything with the dog. Now giving the dog food, you're dropping the food on the ground. It's giving the dog food. My mind is, I would rather she chases me. I would rather do a couple pieces of food and then drop one. That's the way because I like the majority of food and reward coming from me. Right now, this lady was great. Her dog was great. It wasn't outside anywhere. It was in her backyard. Right. She's probably been doing it longer than me and is better than me. But whatever. I'm just telling you my opinions. I like more rewards coming from me than is going away. It's like so you throw one, and even when I initially start, it's one pass, one out, and one passed in order to get them to you. And I'm doing 2, 3, 4, 5 from out of my hand. So it's only two pieces that are not coming from me. Let's see what she does right here. It's a little bit far. Ginger cup. Yeah, good girl. Let's see where she goes. I want her a little bit farther. Good job. Down. All the way. Nope. Down. Good. Break. Right? If you're going to ask your dog to do something on your recall, reward the recall first. Now, when your recall becomes super amazing and you never have any problems, that's when you start chaining it, right? I personally still don't. Even with like Waylon and Crew, Crew is amazing. Waylon's really good. Even with them, I will always reward the recall first, right? And it's been years. There's just, I feel like you should never not reward a recall, right? And it doesn't have to be food. So you're gonna say, Ginger, come. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, yeah, that's a good girl. I saw this thing on PBS talking about an affection is an arousal reward, right? It's all reward. That's why we like to use food to get repetition. But it said it showed the brain waves of the dog that was trained affection and food, right? And then they did it, and they showed the food, and it came back. The brain waves were here. They showed. Or was it? Maybe it was a whistle. He came back to the food and the brainwaves were here. But when he heard the guy's voice, and he came back for affection, his brainwaves were like, I mean, it was an amazing difference. Hey, girl, what's up? Let me see. Good. Pretty chill. Sit. Down. Sit. She's like, I just got down. Right. That's probably something I should fix with her. It feels like we think her back legs are kind of weak, and I think it's because of early spay neuters make them weak. Down, stand, come on, stand. Good. Down, good. Stand, nice. Right. So see when you go down and stand, it's using her muscles properly. Down, stand. Yeah, good. So she's pushing up, right? As opposed to this. Ready, down? Good. See how she goes sideways? Break. I don't know. That's enough for this shit, right? How long is this? Oh yeah, 10 minutes. That's way too long.